Hey guys, how's it going today? So usually the Chrisley Confessions podcast, it comes out Wednesday night. I think it's at 8 o'clock at night Eastern time. I think I could be wrong. I know it's on Wednesdays at night sometime. Um, but I checked on Wednesday and there wasn't one. And then yesterday I didn't really see much. And then today apparently there is one. Unless it came out late last night, I'm not too sure. But I found it. So I thought we would give it a listen because I have a feeling he's going to be talking about that YouTuber, if you know what I mean. All right, let's give it a listen.
Good morning, everyone. It's Todd
and Julie
with Chrisley Confessions. How are you today, darling?
Oh, just busy as a bee, but good.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. So much stuff still going on in this world today.
Yes.
I mean, Elon Musk is buying Twitter.
Yep, that's what they say.
And for all of those who said it wouldn't happen. And I just kind of want to talk.
But is it happening? Because I did see something that said some board had to vote and
They
it did
voted.
not.
You're behind.
Okay.
You're behind. They have voted. They have accepted his very generous offer. He was able to rally the $44 billion together to purchase it. And he says it has nothing to do with how much revenue the company generates. It has everything to do with making sure that globally everyone has a voice and has the right to freedom of speech.
I know, but do you think if you had like Elon Musk money that you would spend it on Twitter? I mean, really?
I think that when you become the richest man in the world, and that's what Forbes tags him as.
Yeah.
I think that you're spending $44 billion on something that gives you great satisfaction and being able to have an outlet that affords the rest of the world. We're not talking about just the United States. We're talking about in the world.
Right.
Access to be able to voice their opinions freely.
Right.
And to be on a platform that other people can disagree with you.
Right.
As long as you keep it respectful, then it should be okay.
You would think.
I can say that I love chocolate ice cream, and you can say, no, but I love vanilla. Well, why do you love vanilla? Chocolate is so much better. It causes an engagement of conversation. So I think that, when you have Elon Musk money, you can do whatever the hell you want to.
I actually read an article the other day. Do you know that he does not currently own a home?
I heard that he was a couch hopper. That he stays with one friend to the next.
Isn't that weird?
Well, it is, because where are his kids living?
Well, I'm sure they live with their mothers, because he has I think 4 boys, if I'm not mistaken, by his ex-wife, or I don't know if they were married, but he's got those 4 boys, and then he has those 2 children now with.
They were just letters of the alphabet.
Yes.
XGO 67593 something.
Yes, so he has 2 children with her. So I'm sure that they have homes, but I literally read an article that said he does not own a home at the moment, which is kind
we all know you can't believe what you read all the time. So let's just say that we don't know. We have not confirmed that.
No, I've not confirmed it, but I'm just saying I think it's kind of crazy that I'd be buying Twitter, but I don't have a home. And I don't really like
that is very strange.
No.
We've never been those kind of people. We have friends, and they stay with friends here, friends there, friends all over the world.
We ain't got that many friends.
That's the problem. We just don't have that many friends.
We do not have that many friends where we want to be staying.
I feel like even if I did have that many friends, I like having my own space.
Right.
I'm really funny about that.
Right. Well, listen, at the end of the day, you make do with what you have to do with.
You're right.
And, and that's who we are. We make do with what we have to do with.
Yes.
We deal with what we have to deal with. I feel like that, last week's podcast
was
got
great.
So much traction on social media. So I want to address just a couple of things, with that YouTuber. The YouTuber seems to have gone off her rocker because she says that we attacked her child.
I haven't said anything about any of those children.
No, I merely asked you a question. If your child was that ill, would you be doing your job? Would you be online being a blogger or
16
whatever.
hours a day.
And you said I wouldn't leave my child silent. And you still stand by that.
Absolutely. That's not directed at any person. That is my own personal conviction that if I had a child who had health issues or needed, I would be there, yes, by their side morning, noon, and night.
And you wouldn't be inebriated when you were doing it.
I would not.
Okay.
But that's me.
Okay.
That's me. Because I feel like that if and I,
well, you don't
have children. You know, I don't understand these people that will go and just literally get like, what do you call it, hammered. And babies in the house that can fall, that would have to go to a hospital, that can get sick in the middle of the night. And the thoughts of something happening to one of my kids and me not being in this state of mind or being able to get in a car and get them the help they needed, I would never forgive myself.
Well, I agree. But, you know, this YouTuber, she tries to flip the script. When she starts getting caught up and tangled up in her lies, she starts trying to use her child as a diversion tactic. You know, oh, they attacked my child. We've never attacked a child in our life.
Nor would I.
We try to help children, unlike the YouTuber who wants to go out here and post people's children all over her format and with pictures of them and whatever, and then she gets offended when I say, if your child is as sick as you have claimed that they are, then you should shut up, put the wine glass down, close the lid on your laptop, and take care of your child. Be a mother, not a YouTuber. YouTubing comes after mothering. But then I guess the worthless husband wants to chime in and say that people should not use the term celebrity when they reference us. And that, you know, we should be doing this and we should be doing that. You should be getting a job. And then you would not have to worry about what your wife is doing. It's always baffled me, men that are willing to let their wives work while they sit on their ice. They clearly did not get that message that the man is to be the leader of the household. He is to be a provider, to put a roof over his family's head. Not to sit at home and act like you have a job. Now, I just got an email the other day, not an email, but social media message, that was telling me about this man getting fired from his job. Now, what I'm repeating, now, folks, I want to make sure I'm very clear because the YouTuber likes to twist and contort.
Oh, yes.
That the message said that he was laid off from his job. The YouTuber's husband was laid off from his job. Then this YouTuber decides to go after the boss, and then he ends up getting fired. Now, I don't know if that's true. I'm repeating what has been sent to me in writing. So I believe that as a man, if you cost me my job, I would cause you to sit your ass down.
100%.
I mean, I would be like, nah, you just cost me my job. Shut up. But there is something going on with this individual. There's literally something going on that the YouTuber is not altogether there, I don't think. Because the way that she twists the narrative of a comment, and the sad part about it, why I say that she's not all there, is that if you're going to quote me and you're going to quote it from the podcast, knowing that people can go and listen to the podcast, don't just pick and parcel what you want to use, because we're going to use the whole podcast to show that you're trying to take something out of context to make it what you want it to be.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's what this YouTuber does. I mean, this YouTuber says that I'm not allowed to speak and that I'm in trouble federally.
Yeah, you're going away to prison, remember?
Contacted the FBI and other members of the federal government that they're not happy with me talking. No one has informed me that I don't have a First Amendment right. No one has informed me of any of this other than Krusty Graham Cracker, who sent an email to the federal government saying that, I don't know what they were trying to do, trying to get me to not be able to file suit against Christy. Well, not Christy, since so that's really the only, to be putting that stuff out there is slanderous. And these are the things, that's why I do not engage on social media about any of this stuff. I keep it confined here because it's one location that it makes it easy for our attorneys to go to one location to retrieve this information, and that's this podcast. But when you go and you put things in writing that are a lie, and you know it's a lie when you type it, that is defamation. So our attorneys have said, do not respond via social media if you want to talk about it on your podcast, as long as what you're saying is the truth, that you have the right to do that. So, I think that from where we sit, we encourage her to continue to keep running because it makes our task easier. I think that she stated now that the suit that I have filed against her has been delayed because waiting on my trial.
Wow.
Not true.
I figured.
Not true. She received a notice today from the courts that either she will comply or she will dismiss her motion. So that came out today. So she will be in this hearing on Wednesday, or she will withdraw her motion. One of the two. We don't care. We look forward to the hearing.
Did you know that in the last year, rates of anxiety and online through a licensed provider and ships medication off your first month?
So that's kind of where we are with all the people that literally, I got thousands of messages on all forms of social media about this last week. And I want to make sure that we are very clear here at Chrisley Confessions, Todd and Julie. We love all children. We have always taken care of our children and prided ourselves in taking care of our children. We are very aware that we have had issues in our lives that have caused us significant heartache, and I don't wish to, even with YouTuber, as much as I think that she's a menace to society.
Oh yes.
I don't wish ill will towards her. And certainly I don't wish ill will towards a child. I don't know if the child is sick or not. Never seen the child. I mean, I've received tons of pictures and whatever, of people telling me that it's not true. But I don't know if it's true or not. Only a parent knows what's going on in their home and with their child. And I can only say this: if your child is not sick and you're using that to get money from GoFundMe accounts and to garner sympathy and to use your child as a method of distraction from the facts that you've been called in, you need more help than your child does, because that's twisted. But if the YouTuber's child is truly sick, then I'm going to place the child in my prayers. I mean, I watched a very disturbing video the other day that was sent to me of this YouTuber saying F God.
Oh fuck, he saw
and
it.
it caused me so much discomfort that I had to stop watching.
That was a horrible
who
one.
Who says that to God, knowing that God has the capability of taking your child? I mean, who would do that? That gave me such severe anxiety of that. So, let's just do this. Let's just not talk about it anymore unless this individual posts again about this. And then I'll address each post that she puts out there. And then we'll let the courts do what they're going to do. But what she has done thus far has really just stacked the pile in our favor. So we don't care what she says at this point. And yes, there are other lawsuits coming. 2 other attorneys have been retained there in Minnesota to file these 2 additional actions that we're aware of. And there are going 4 more that are going to be filed.
That is awesome.
So, call it whatever you want to. I've never even heard of these sock accounts or something, but I mean, I Googled it. I mean, I now know there's like fake accounts that people control or whatever. I don't care what they put out there and say that, oh, well, he promised a class action. I didn't promise anything. I said get it to a class action because hundreds of people were complaining about it. Don't complain. Send in your emails. All your emails came in. Our attorneys have reviewed them.
Wow.
And you have to have money to fight a lawsuit. So if you want to join, then it's after these other, I don't know, it's 4 more after the 2 or 3 more after the 2. So either 5 or 6. I think you only have to have 7 or 8. So hell, we might already be getting there. But regardless of that, we're going to keep doing what we do, and everybody else will do what they do. And if you don't want a response, don't say something that garners a response. So that's kind of where I am with it. So tell me what's going on with you and your life, Miss Julie.
Miss Julie.
I am just wrapping up the school year for 2 busy children. I have Chloe, who is in dance and getting ready to have her first dance recital. So we've got that coming up. And, just everything that comes along with it. We've had testing for the last 2 weeks. You parents out there, there's good and bad. I tried to make sure she's in bed extra early. Try to make sure she got up this morning. We had cheese eggs to try to get as much protein in so she is better and she's not hungry. And but the good thing is we don't have homework, so that's good. So for 2 weeks we haven't really had homework, but so dealing with that. Grayson is getting ready.
I'm not too sure if there's any more about this YouTuber, so I'll kind of skip along ahead and see.
Oh my gosh, turned 16. There's a little bit more, and that's okay. And then, I have Gray just trying to stay on top of him. Now, did I really want to watch, baseball on TV?
Some side effects of that.
Yes. So I have had a few doctor's appointments. I thought that all of my side effects were, because I was on the medicine. Now I have gone off the medicine. But, not a complaint. It's just part of life, staying on top of things.
We, right now, are able to get up every day and do what we need to do to get through the day and go to bed, get up and start it again. So, with that being said, I love you and I'm grateful for you and I'm appreciative for you every day of my life.
It's so sweet.
So with that being said, you ready to take some calls?
I think we are.
Let's take the first caller, please.
Ooh.
Hey, Todd and Julie. This is Chris from Franklin, Tennessee. I have a quick question, and it's kind of embarrassing.
Oh, no.
I have a 5-year-old, and I came home from work early a few weeks ago, not knowing when I came home that she was hiding under the bed in our master bedroom. And she heard some things that she probably shouldn't have heard because we didn't know she was under the bed.
Oh, shit.
Obviously, we were making love.
Oh,
and
no.
Now she's going around telling kids at school and people in the neighborhood that Mommy and Daddy were jumping on the trampoline and that Mommy was screaming for God to come jump also. And we're really embarrassed. We don't know if we should get her counseling or if we should laugh it off or what we should tell the neighbors. But now she thinks it's funny and she's telling everybody. So kind of embarrassing. Would love to hear your opinion on it. And also if any of your kids ever caught or walked in on y'all making love or doing anything inappropriate, I just want to say I love the show. I've been watching y'all since day one. I pray for you often, and I'll keep on watching and loving y'all to the end. God bless.
Thank you, Chris, for calling. I got so many different things on the side. You should just be grateful that she's actually repeating that your wife was asking for God to join. It could have been worse. She could have been going out here telling people that Mommy and Daddy were jumping on the bed and Mommy told Daddy to give it up. It wasn't working. It could have been worse, Chris. So kudos to you. Going back to has it ever happened to us, it did happen to us with Chase. Do you remember the story?
Chase, yes.
And Chase went back and told Julie's dad that Mom and Daddy, they wrestle a lot. And you remember that?
Yeah.
And Daddy's on top of Mama, and they're wrestling, and she's making all these noises. And Harvey says, well, honey, sometimes mamas and dads, they wrestle, and that's their playtime. So when you hear that or you see that, you go somewhere else. So, yes, it's happened. And you don't need, it's not inappropriate.
It's embarrassing, yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's embarrassing, but I mean, at the end of the day, they're doing something that's natural in their home between two consenting adults and their bed.
Right.
And that's their way of showing each other that they love each other. Who was to know that their daughter is so nosy and that she's hiding out under the bed?
Right. I know, but it is embarrassing when they tell everything, because kids, they're like yoga pants.
They tell everything.
They tell everything, whether you want it told or not. They are a revealer.
That's it. So you just need to tell your daughter that the next time she goes under a bed that there's a monster under there. And I bet that'll keep her out from under there. So,
but I think with your neighbors, you have to just laugh it off, in today.
Because they're laughing about it. So guess what? They're doing the same things if they're lucky. If they're lucky and marriage is healthy, they're doing the same thing.
Right, and so I think you do have to just laugh it off and not bring any attention to it, and they'll move on from it. I mean, she's a child. She's 5. She'll move on from it.
Yes, but
she'll probably remember it.
She'll remember it forever, and so will your neighbors. And the neighbors are going to tell the people in your Sunday school class. And then the Sunday school class are going to tell you bankers. And then your bankers are going to tell the auto repair people. And then that is the greatest promotion that you can get in your community, is that you are doing your job at home. So look at it that way, Chris. Good luck to you, and God bless, buddy.
That was funny.
Are you prepared if a medical emergency arises? AirMed Care Now Sizzle Sweepstake. Your summer.
So much.
Oops.
I literally crap.
Next caller, please.
Hi, Julie and Todd. I am Christine. I'm calling from actually Chicago, Illinois. We love your show. Me and my daughter crap our asses off watching your show. And this isn't really a question, but please don't end your show. We love it. We absolutely love it. And I've literally watched all your seasons more than 10 times. We love it. Don't end your show. We love you.
Well, you know what, Christina from Chicago, thank you so much. We're here for as long as God has us here. And if that changes, then God's got another plan for us. He's got another purpose. So we're going to keep entertaining you for as long as God decides to keep us on the air. And then when that changes, we'll just have you over for dinner and let you just sit around and watch it for real.
I will say that, Chase and Savannah are filming Growing Up Chrisley right now, season 4. And Todd and I are involved as much as it's warranted. And Nanny's involved, of course, because Nanny's involved in everyone's life. But I think you're going to be very happy, and I'm excited about Growing Up Chrisley for season 4. I mean, the kids have gotten older. They're venturing out some more. And I really, really think that you're going to like it. Also, you've got Chrisley Knows Best that we've been filming, and hopefully new episodes, or there will be new episodes coming soon. So thanks again, Christina. Next caller.
Hey, Todd and Julie. My name is Kylie, and I'm from Arkansas. Todd, I just wanted to ask, are you going to be coming out with any new music soon? I just wanted to share your song with Sarah Evans. I first heard it on the show, and I love you so much as an actor, as a person, and actually that was the song that me and my husband danced to at our wedding.
Aww.
So that just goes to show you how much I'm obsessed with you. So my question is, are you going to be coming out with anything
Kylie, thank you so much. I am working on something else right now, and I hope that that'll come out, I think, maybe next year. But thanks so much. I mean, I found out a couple of years ago that Infinite Love was the #1 wedding song.
Oh, that's so
for
cute.
that year. It was the #1 wedding song for that year. And then this 7-foot-tall guy named Matt Stale comes out with a song, Prayed for You,
Yes.
that our daughter was in the video.
Yes.
And that song actually unseated us from being the #1 wedding song. It took over.
Well, you know, I guess if somebody's going to take
Someone's going to knock you off. If somebody's going to knock you off your spot, it might as well be Matt Stale.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, who would have thunk it?
Right.
But Kylie, thank you so much, and I do appreciate your support. And good luck. God bless you and your husband. Next caller, please.
Hi, Todd. Hi, Miss Julie. My name's Christina, and I live in Alabama. I have a newborn son who was just born in November, and I was wondering, what is your favorite piece of advice that you guys got when all the kids were newborn? Thank you.
Favorite or best advice received? You know, I think for us, I don't know that we ever received, I'm sure we did receive this advice, but the advice that I would give is a schedule is important. A schedule is very important, but it's also important to take your baby and let your baby experience things and not be in a completely silent house, you know, to kind of go with the flow. You know, Savannah has a dear friend, Ray Lynn, and Ray and Josh have a new baby, Daisy, and they take Daisy everywhere. And I can tell you, Daisy is the
Piper, you know, within an hour of her taking a bottle. I would worry myself to death if she didn't sleep all night, or how long is it going to take for her to sleep all night. I worried from the time that she was born.
right.
And my mother would always say, she's going to be fine. Put her down. She's going to be fine. Stop picking her up every time she looks at you. Feed her. Make sure she's got a clean diaper on, and let her entertain herself for a little bit. And I thought, have you lost your mind? It is my job to make sure that my child sees me all the time. And I think that the best advice was my mother saying, it's going to be okay. And, you know, we have survived 6 of them now.
Yeah. And I think, you know, people love to give advice, and people love, and I think it's good to hear what works for us. Beat yourself up about it, because I think like it's not how it is the rest of the day. The other 20.
One of the things I've been struggling with in labor and delivery is just being very anxious and, you know, just being keyed up all the time. I've, you know, really enjoyed watching your show, listening to your podcast. It's helped me kind of calm down. But one of the things is just being a nurse, I didn't realize how stressful it is. And me being so young, I'm still trying to learn life in general. So I just was wondering if y'all had any tips on just learning to go with the flow with life and enjoy life, even if, you know, there's going to be stressful days. But just y'all had any tips, because I really look up to Savannah and Chase in the show. I know it's probably not always like this, but they look like they just go with the flow with whatever comes to them, especially Grayson too. So I really look up to you guys. Thank you so much, and God bless y'all.
Hi, Randy. First of all, I want to say, oh my gosh, what an accomplishment. You were 21 years old and a registered nurse. Thank you. Thank you to all of the healthcare workers and essential workers out there, because let me tell you something. These past 2 years, a little over 2 years, I don't know how in the world you guys have done it, because it just, I know it's not what you signed up for, but we all greatly, greatly appreciate it. As for how to go with the flow, you know, Randy, I think it's something that we all, I know Todd and I both struggle with, he more so than me. It's not really our nature to go with the flow. And life has a way of forcing you to go with the flow at times.
Amen.
And I think when you understand that is just a part of life, and you give into it to a degree, I think it makes it easier, because if you're constantly fighting against the flow, it's tiring, it's exhausting. And I think it's still so much of your joy when you constantly try to go against the flow.
Well, and I think that, but sometimes being uncomfortable is where the growth starts.
Absolutely.
And you have to get out of your comfort zone.
You're helping to bring life into them. And so I think that has caused them to be better at going with the flow. Now,
just being very disruptive. That I think that everyone's just different on how they process.
Yeah.
And I think that for me, I just don't, at 54 years old, I just don't feel like, it's not that I don't feel like, I'm just not going to. So I'm going to step out on a limb and say, I'm just not going to do things that do not serve me. Right. If it does not serve me for a situation to be in my life anymore, I need to move away from that. If it doesn't serve me for a person to be in my life anymore. And when I say serve me, I don't want that to come across as selfish. When I say serve me, I mean, if it doesn't serve me spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, for someone to be in my space, then I don't feel the need to have them in my space because I feel like they're blocking the blessing from someone else that could be there. I just feel like that life is too short at this point. So I think that you should do, Randy, exactly what you find the most peace, joy, and comfort in. So good luck and God bless.
paying down debt can be stressful, especially when you need to keep track on offers to find the
Ramo Brown and Carl.
Hey, Todd, Julie, and the entire family. This is Laura from New York. I've called in before where you've answered. I just want you guys to know I listen to your podcast every week. It's uplifting. I'm a New York City police officer, and today we buried one of our brothers, and Wednesday we will bury another one. No matter how faulty I could be in this profession, I just want you guys to know that you lift me up and make me be a better person. So for that, I appreciate it. Thank you, and God bless.
Aww.
Laura, thank you so much for your message. God bless you, and God bless all of the fallen police officers and firefighters and, emergency workers. Our heart goes out to all of you. I still think about 9/11 and what happened with that, and all of the officers and firefighters and emergency workers, that lost their lives, as well as all the families that lost loved ones. So I want to thank you for your service. Although I don't live in New York, New York is a city that I love dearly. I thank you. I commend you. And, we're here to lift you up in prayer always. And I'm glad that our podcast helps you in that regard. Because just as you feel like that we make you better, it's people like you that make everyone better.
Absolutely.
So I celebrate you. I celebrate your uniform. I celebrate your work. And I celebrate.
Or anything sad that overwhelms your heart. And I relate to that 100%. My mom will be telling me a story. Did you hear this? That's how she'll start it. And I'll say, stop. I don't want to hear it because I know it's going to be something sad or some story that will just stick with me. And just, she's just like unloading it onto me basically. And I can't handle it. So she knows she can't listen to her crime podcast in the morning because we drive to work together because I can't handle it. I like to start my day with positive things, positive stories, and that's what I follow on Instagram. But I just laughed the whole time you guys talked about it because, it's just so relatable. So anyway, hope you have a great day. Mom, hope you have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much. Listen, Julie, Savannah, it's all the females, Lindsay. All
I'm just trying to go through this to see if there's anything else.
Said,
I get it. So I guess we're
cast where she talks about nothing but all of the darkness in the
That's
world.
not true. That's not true.
And maybe your mother will come and be her co-host.
Okay.
Really, really close to them. And it's been hard to navigate life without them and learn how to live life without them. At times I feel like I'm just going through the motions. I see a counselor, but I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts and maybe see how you guys deal with different things like that. It would mean the world to me.
Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Hi, Shelby from Oklahoma. I am so sorry about your grandparents. I think everyone handles grief differently. I literally was just having this conversation with someone yesterday, and they said, but death changes people. And it does. Death does change people. But we have to understand that it's a part of life, and it's the circle of life. And if you're blessed enough to have had grandparents, I know so many people who their grandparents passed before they were even old enough to even remember. So, you were not. I was so grateful to have my grandparents, especially my grandmother, for many, many, many years. And I think you have to cherish those times. You have to think of those good thoughts and the time that you did have with your grandparents. And know that, that's a blessing in itself to know that you were able to have a relationship with your grandparents and that they made such an impression on your life. Because so many kids don't have that kind of relationship, and their grandparents don't argue.
I grieve the loss of my dad every day of my life in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It could be something just as simple as something that I'm eating that I knew that he liked. And I get that floods over me all the time, more recently than not, and wise for you and your situation. And so, and I don't want to lose that. So if that pain that I carry with me.
Indeed, because Indeed is the hiring partner where you can attract, interview, and hire to only pay for this 2019. Join more than 3.
Yeah, I don't think there's much
To
more.
a chick that shits the bed.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
And good morning and good afternoon to everyone in the world other than Amber Heard. I just cannot say good morning or good afternoon or good evening to a chick that shits the bed.
Oh my God.
I mean, has anyone been watching
I love this
Johnny
guy.
Depp thing?
I've not really been watching. I hear bits and pieces. I see certain things on social media, but I have not like some people are like glued to the TV. Like it takes me back to like the OJ trial. Like people were glued to the TV. It's not that way. I'm really dating myself when I said that.
I know.
But so I'm not. But I think it was two toxic people who should have never been together.
100%. And there's wrong on both sides. But Julie, she shit the bed. And then tried to blame it on little Yorkie puppies. No, that's a Tootsie Roll. Chick, you shit a lot. I mean, you cannot.
But
when
you gotta be you have to be disturbed to do something like that.
You are absolutely disturbed if you go pop a squat and take a shit in your partner's bed on his side.
But I think for both of them, I think there's mental health issues on both sides. I think there was alcohol and drugs on both sides. So there was so much, and then you just have this toxic environment, and I think that was completely off the rails.
But then she tells that she covered all these bruises with cosmetics, and that she carried this compact for everywhere she went to keep the bruises covered. And now the cosmetic company has come out and said, no, she didn't. Ooh. This product did not come out until after
they had already divorced.
They had already divorced, yes.
Yes, and that's an issue. Because, listen,
because you're ruining someone's reputation.
Well, and not just that, but for women or for anyone who is abused, who is honestly abused, I think it does so much damage, because I'm here to tell you, no person should be treated it should be abused, whether it's physically, emotionally, sexually, however, no one should be abused. But when you have people that lie about it, I think they do so much damage to the people who are actually suffering, and especially someone who has a platform.
Yeah, like katiejoy.
It's just wrong on every level.
Well, yes, 100%. And I'm not advocating for anyone to ever be abused, but you shit my bed. You have just abused me psychologically. For me to walk into my bedroom and see a huge pile of shit sitting on my mattress. You have to go. You have to go. It's over. The relationship is reached literally a shitty level at this point. So you have to go.
Pun intended, obviously. So I think we need to do a little more investigating.
Well, shit the bed.
I'm going to come out and you know, it just is sad that this has to be what, you know, we're talking about.
He's not happy about that shit.
This is what we're talking about. This is a sad state of affairs. So I think it's something that we will definitely have to follow, though, because I don't think it's going to be over anytime soon. So with that being said, Mr. Chrisley, are you ready to wrap this episode of Chrisley Confessions?
You know, I am ready to wrap it up, and I thank you, as always, every week for allowing me to sit in with you and to be your co-host, because, you know, this seems to be something that you've enjoyed, this podcast.
You know what? I have to say, I just adore these two together. They are great. And of course, Todd, he is hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, I can't wait to hear your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think of that, guys. The first phone call of the guy called in about his daughter. I'm sorry, but that was funny as hell. And this whole shit the bed thing. I should make a t-shirt. Whew. I got my laughs out. Wow, that was great. Well, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm trying to think. I'll keep updating you guys on videos and whatnot of KJ whenever she actually makes one. Right now, she's only got a few on YouTube that aren't very long. They're like 10 minutes to 12 minutes. Some are 17 minutes. It's all like over exaggeration about the Duggars. She's got nothing on anybody anymore, so she's got nothing to put out. Not only that, she's not allowed to go live on IG at all. So she just posts things, which is bullshit as usual. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great Friday night. I am going to indulge in this friggin' amazing ice cream. I'll tell you that before I go. It's by Ben & Jerry's, and it's called Bananas Foster Core. It literally is banana cinnamon ice cream with almond toffee clusters and a salted caramel core. Oh my God, talk about heaven. It's amazing. Anyways, you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you in the comments. Bye.